There we go. And one more time for the people on YouTube, Valorie Lewis, Magical Monday Manifestations. We are setting up our week for success. I am going to ask that everyone ground themselves in a way that feels comfortable for them. Let's get all settled in first of all, then we'll get into some of the announcements and exciting things I have to share for you. But let's go ahead and get grounded. Do it in a way that feels comfortable for you. I'm going to encourage you to find whatever is peaceful and comforting for you. And grounding for us, for the purpose of this, just means calling all of your attention, all of your focus back into this present moment. Feel yourself completely present. And sit with your own thoughts and your own intentions. And put that out into the universe. Whatever you're asking for from this morning's reading, whatever intentions you have for the week that you're seeking guidance on, just gently put those questions and those askings out to the universe. And release them with as much trust as you can muster that it will all be answered and it will all turn out exactly how you want. Now we're going to open ourselves up to receive the guidance, telling us where to place our feet next so that we can have the outcomes that we seek. So open ourselves up to receive and hear and allow that guidance coming through the cards, coming through today's reading. All right, and join us back when you're ready. Okay, excellent. So yes, a couple of things. Many of you know I have been mentioning it for quite a while. I am going to be in Denver from the 7th through about the 13th or 14th. So that the 10th, I think it's the 10th, Monday the 10th or Monday the 11th. It's the 11th anyway. I don't fucking know.
It's the 12th.
The 12th, see, I was almost there. Monday the 12th, we will not be doing Magical Monday Manifestations because I will be on vacay. Pretty much anything through the 7th and the 13th is going to be canceled due to vacation. So just giving you a heads up there. I have a survey that I would love you all to take. I'm trying to make sure that I'm providing information that is information, events, activities that is in alignment with what my sole purpose is, but also that is offering value to you all. So I would love for you, and that's what I'm calling the sweet spot. The sweet spot is when I feel like I'm in alignment with what I'm offering and where you all feel that you are getting great value from what is being offered. So I'm calling that the sweet spot survey. If the link is over in the chat, there are only 2 very short questions on it. I would very much appreciate if you all could jump and take that survey for me. Yay! Awesome, Lori. I see that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sweet spot survey. Be on the lookout for the September newsletter that comes to everyone who is signed up for Tarot Unicorns and Coffee newsletter. And that's all the announcements I'm going to make because we are 14 minutes in. Let's get into this reading. The deck that I'm pulling from is Game of Thrones, y'all. Game of Thrones. I know I'm bad at singing theme songs. Game of Thrones. I wonder if we'll get some dragon. Oh, I have to tell y'all that theme song that I played, not theme song, the opening little short video. I was trying to find an upbeat music track. And as I was searching through all the titles, the one that I chose was Dragon Melody or something like that. I was like, yes. So that's what y'all just listened to. Some dragon vibes. Okay, first card, 2 of coins. I should spotlight myself so y'all can see these cards better, especially for YouTube. 2 of coins, 2 of pentacles. A Lannister always repays his debts. I love that. I love that saying throughout the, y'all should watch Game of Thrones. I love that saying throughout the series. Anyway, 2 of coins. 2s generally, 2s sometimes represent choices. It also sometimes represents balance. I'm going to say it's both. I'm feeling like it's both. It's a choice related to coins as pentacles. Pentacles are those things that you hold valuable, most likely most often associated with money. And today I'm very much getting financial, money, career vibes, how you bring in money, finding some balance in that, but also that a choice needs to be made. And this could very well be personal for me, but there needs to be a choice, because wherever you are right now, even if you are very profitable, something is out of balance. Something needs to come back in balance. Maybe you're a millionaire, but you hate your job. Or maybe you're really, really poor, but you love your job. Something needs to come back into balance. So this is about making a choice, a small choice. It seems to be a small choice that's just going to start pointing you in the right direction. It's not a life-changing choice. It's not a quit your job choice. It's a how do I find joy in my current job choice. So it's just the shifting of your mindset to start bringing things back in balance, balance represented by the twos, and choice represented by the twos. So that's what we're going to start with. A choice to start bringing your finances back into balance. And then when you make that choice, that decision, and stick with it, we move right into the Four of Coins. The Four of Coins is all about stability. This is the bank. I forget what they call that bank, but this is the bank. Anyway, the Four of Coins is about stability. There's something more to this one. I'm going to say specific to this deck, this is a bank, and this is the bank where you go to get a loan, but the loans in the Game of Thrones were a little bit different. You didn't just like exchange. You had to, like, I don't know, give up your firstborn's favorite pet in order to get money. It was like different kind of loans. And so for this reading, the stability that is brought about, I love how it's showing a bank, because it's showing that you've been doing this by yourself for so long. Maybe it's time to call in outside finances. Maybe you need a responsible, payable, backable loan. I'm not advising anyone to go into debt, but maybe you need to borrow money from a friend until things get settled down. Find something that's going to give you stability, but that, let me phrase this correctly, because the energy of it is making more sense than the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. You've been working so long to be your stream of income. And in doing so, you're blocking off other avenues. There are other avenues. Maybe there's a grant that your business can apply for that never has to be repaid. But you're so dead set on, I'm going to do it and I'm going to create this wealth for myself, that you're blocking yourself off from the other methods that can come to you. Four of Pentacles, Four of Coins is also that idea that once the money comes in, you hold on to it really, really tight and you stop the flow. So we don't want to do that. But this card mostly is pointing towards you have other resources available. Like this bank is a huge resource. You have other resources available to help you stabilize your finances. You're not fully taking advantage of all of those resources. Maybe because of ego, maybe because of pride, maybe because you are just blinders on and you're not allowing yourself to be aware of other ideas or other resources. But this is definitely spirit coming through saying, we got your money. It's all around you. You're just not looking in the right places. We got your money. We're trying to give you stability, but you keep saying that it can only come in one way. And so you're blocking off all the other ways we're trying to send it to you. That's what Spirit's saying. I just dropped my cards. Next card. Oh, and this fits in perfectly. Three of Cups. Next card is Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about community. Tap into your resources. Know that there are others who are wanting to assist you to bring merriment into your life. That's too much wine. After yesterday's frivolities, that's just making my stomach curl just a little bit, looking at all of that wine. Three Cups, y'all. Three of Cups is about coming together in community, everyone lending their own special skills and talents to bring about the goal that everyone is seeking. So with these two together, look outside yourself for the resources you need to bring you stability. And when you do, hold on, Betsy, things are going to move fast. Eight of Spears, Eight of Wands. Things are going to move fast. Things are going to move in the direction. See how all of these arrows are straight and going in the same direction. Things are going to move fast in the direction that you want and in alignment with your passion, because spears, wands, fire is all about our passion, what lights us up from the inside. So this is showing action, forward movement, in alignment with your passions. I like that little bird flying up there. It's birds in the air are a representation of a different perspective, like a bird's eye view, big picture view. They're also a representation of divine presence, showing that that bird is looking out and can see way ahead and see what's coming up, and is still directing and helping move these spears in the correct direction. So this is looking very good. Make a choice, stability is coming, find resources, community. When I hear find resources, Spirit is wanting me to take out any negative connotation you have about that. If you hear the word find resources and you think to yourself, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. Spirit is like, no, that's not what we're trying to tell you. We're trying to tell you it's literally all around you. Open your fucking eyes. That is what Spirit is saying. It's there. You're not seeing it. Queen of Spears. So we've got these moving in alignment quickly towards our goal. And then we have this sitting in absolute enjoyment of everything that we have created. Queen of Spears, Queen of Wands. This lady, divine feminine, and she knows exactly how to, I was going to say mix. Mix is not the right word. She knows exactly how to have all of her passions and desires satiated, but in a way that serves her and serves others. So Queen of Spears is that divine feminine in charge. Passions are working for her, desires being satisfied, fire, energy. That's what we have to look forward to, sitting in that calm, confident. The Queen of Wands, I believe, is one of the most confident of the queens because she just puts it all out there. So that confident, aligned, everything's working out in my favor feeling. And that's just for this week, y'all. These are all, let me double check. These are all minor arcana. So these are all about our life right here and right now, and how we can shift things from needing to make a choice, our first card, finding that stability in between, all the way to emerging as the Queen of Wands on the other side. So, big shifts, maybe some of you are already almost partway through that journey, and you can already feel that Queen of Swords energy, Queen of Wands energy. Maybe. I just love this deck. Okay. One moment. Ooh. Somehow Spirit knows where I'm at. I love it. Iron Bank of Bravos. That's what it was. Thank you. The Iron Bank of Bravos. That was the card in the Four of Coins. Yes. I knew somebody would know it. Okay. I feel like I need to pull another card from the tarot, and I often don't do that. So I don't know who this card is for. It's for one of y'all. And it's the Knight of Spears, Knight of Wands. Again, we had the Eight of Wands, which talks about action. The Eight of Wands is more or less action is already happening. I see the Eight of Wands like momentum. Action is surrounding you. You're in the action. Keep going. I see the Knights. The Knights are the actionaries of the tarot, but the Knights are the ones that call for action. The Knights are the ones that ride out in front, and they're calling you to action. So I see this as a it's time to take action card, whereas the Eight of Wands is the action is happening and you're in it. Sync up with it. So This is for somebody, and it's interesting that I pulled this in the same suit, spears. So this is about acting on your desires, acting on your passions, acting on whatever fuels your soul. Take a small action, a big action, whatever your soul is calling for this week, but take some kind of action to get things going, to get that momentum that was shown in the Eight of Wands, to get things going. So that was the extra card. So I feel like somebody is like, yes, yes, yes to all of those messages, but they're holding back on taking the action. That card was for whoever is procrastinating. That card is for whoever is still saying, I'm not sure. Just do it. You're going to find out. After you do it, you're going to find out. Either it was right or it was wrong. Either way, it's better than sitting still not doing nothing. Okay. Oracle cards. Where should we go with the Oracle cards? Any suggestions? I'm open to it. Oh, I know we're going to this one. The universe has your back. Balancing, making choices. Queen of Wands energy. And an additional advice to move forward that night. Okay, Spirit, you're telling me to do a lot of shit this week. And this is going to say, yep, but we got your back. Let's see. How does the universe have our back? What kind of support do we have for this week? Sounds fitting. Obstacles. Oh, let me get the glare. Can I get the glare off of it? I'm gonna have to read it to you. There we go. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. That's putting a positive spin on everything on your path. Oh, this feels really uncomfortable, but it's a detour in the right direction. I love it. That is how the universe has your back, because the universe is telling you, trust me. Trust me. It doesn't look like it from your point of view, but I'm that bird in the sky with the bird's eye view. Trust me, I'm leading you to what you asked for. As long as you are operating in joy and happiness, you can't go wrong. Kuan Yin. I don't have Kuan Yin. I don't have Isis either. I don't have either of those decks. I'm replying to the person in the chat who's asking for a specific deck. I have the
Valorie, you've got the goddesses, and you've got the goddesses deck, and it's got
pulling from God.
No, you've got the women.
That's where I'm going right now.
Yeah, and that's got Isis in it, the female one.
Well, yeah, but that's not the Isis deck that she's talking about. I know which deck she was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, but it still might work.
So let's go to Gods and Titans. And we will see, because I know we pulled the Queen of Spears, Queen of Wands. But something about that confidence stood out to me when I was saying that she's confident, and I'm feeling divine masculine instead of divine feminine. So that's where we're going to. There's a card that jumped out. I guess that's the card for today. I didn't even get to draw it. It just jumped out. Hermes. Y'all, first of all, kudos to the artist for this deck. Yummy. Communication. Hermes, communication. Let's go to the book and see what additional information we have. The spotlight is on your communication skills. This is a time to develop your emotional intelligence and integrity. Although sometimes thought of as merely a messenger of the gods, Hermes is much more, so much more. He is distinctive in his winged helmet with wings upon his feet, catechus in his hand, and at times mischief in his heart. Hermes facilitates communication on all levels, in particular between gods and humans. He is lord over the natural and physical exchange. Interesting. Okay, so then it tells all about his birth and his legacy as a god. I usually don't read that portion, but I love that this book includes that portion. And then we get to the message of why he came up in our reading. Those who need to communicate in an outstanding way, for example, when writing a paper, giving a speech, debating, or even trying out for a play, could do well to honor Hermes regularly. Telecommunications and devices used to transmit messages, like cell phones and computers, are also under Hermes jurisdiction. So asking him to bless your electronics may help keep them reliable. Keep in mind that this is not necessarily a time to over-communicate on social networks or the like. It is, however, a time to make sure your words are well chosen and that you are effectively conveying them. Hermes encourages you to develop your skills in emotional and rational intelligence and to be able to express yourself with honesty in real time. Also, it may well be time to consult your favorite form of divination regularly. Your favorite form of divination. If you've strayed away from your pendulum or your cards or whatever you do, you're not doing it so often. Spirit is saying get back to that because Spirit has messages for you. So I read y'all what the book said. When I'm telling you intuitively what I'm feeling is that Spirit has messages for you. This messenger is showing up. This is the person who relays messages in Greek mythology, the person who relays messages between the gods and earth. He runs back and forth. The earthling said this, the god said this. So this is showing up in our reading today because the gods, and I'm doing that in quotes, divine energy, whatever you call that, that is greater and beyond ourselves, has messages and directions for you. And for some reason, some of us ain't listening. And so it's like, okay, y'all ain't picking up the phone. I'm going to send this person all the way down to tap you on the shoulder and hand deliver this message because you're not listening. So this is just to listen more, especially since it's that use your divination tools. Tap back in with using your divination tools. If for some reason you feel disconnected, don't say, I feel disconnected, so I'm not going to touch my pendulum. Touch your pendulum even more when you feel disconnected, because it's not about, let me see how I can put this. You don't want to use your pendulum and rely on messages that you receive when you are disconnected, but you do want to continue to pick up and fondle your tools, because the energy of those tools, at some point, the more you play with them, the more you allow yourself to be in space with them, at some point your energy will rise and you will find resonance with those tools. When you find resonance with those tools again, that's when you can follow their advice. So I hope I put that clearly, because a lot of us say, I've done it myself. I'll pull out a deck and I'll just be like, I'm not feeling it. I'm pulling all the wrong card. I'm feeling very disconnected. And then I put the deck away. When what I should do is just keep shuffling those cards, because at some point that energy and my energy are going to resonate. And then you can put the cards down and pick them up later. The whole idea is, don't let your divination tools get cobwebs just because you think you're disconnected. Let those divination tools be a way to put you back in the flow. Wait until you're in the flow to listen to messages from the divination tools. I hope that made sense. Okay. Energy is one of initiation and proaction rather than receptivity. A divination tool. Someone felt called out. So someone needs to knock the cobwebs off of their tools. That's okay. It all happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. I'm trying to think, which tool do I use least often? I was going to say for a long time, it would be months before I would touch my pendulum, but I use it more regularly here lately, which is interesting. I don't know if there's any tools that I don't use. Okay, next one we're going to Moonology, manifestation. We just had the new moon in Virgo. Valorie made a faux pas and thought it was in Libra. We just had the new moon in Virgo. The card we pulled is not about what's going on in the sky. It's about the energies that Spirit is giving us right now in this moment for this week. And it is new moon in Leo. So still new moon vibe. Shine. Shine. I love that. Okay. A new day is dawning. You're moving from darker times to light, and you are well on your way to your desired outcome. That reminds me of the 8 of Spears, flying through the air towards the desired outcome. Be proud of who you are. Your self-confidence has got you this far. There's that self-confidence again. So keep on, keep on believing in yourself. Sometimes we have to fake it until we make it, and that's okay too. You're on the right track and the future is bright. In relationships, carry yourself with respect and others will respect you. Whatever challenges you're facing, consider taking a more creative approach. I do want to just say, Leo is fire energy. And we also pulled the Queen of Spears, Queen of Wands, fire energy. We had the 8 of Wands, fire energy. We had the Knight of Wands, fire energy. Do y'all see a theme? Spirit is saying get off your collective arses and do something about your life. Light a fire under your buttocks. That's what Spirit's saying. My dowsing rods are the tools I use least. Agreed. Let me go back. I thought there was a question. Elizabeth.
I just want to say really quick, Hermes is also deliver messages between the gods. And I was thinking that if you were like in some way involved in like divine messages, right? But you're sensitive enough, you're attuned enough to pick up tidbits of the divine message. So it may be cloudy, but you know that there's communication happening because it's simply too far above you. I just kind of had a thought like that. And I also thought that with Hermes, I'm trying to write down. No, that was it. Sorry, I wrote it down. I wanted to make sure it's all I wrote down.
I like that. As you were saying that, I had the idea of a party line. Some of y'all might be too young to remember what party lines were, but I remember. It's when you pick up the phone. We weren't supposed to have a party line, but I don't know. The lines got crossed way back in the day before. Anyway, you pick up the phone and you hear your neighbor's conversation on the phone, and you have to wait until they get through talking before you can make your own call. That's what a party line was back in the day. You shared the phone, you shared the expensive. So when Elizabeth was talking about messages between the gods, I imagined there was a conversation going on between the gods, but like you said, Elizabeth, your individual resonance, your individual vibration and frequency was high enough that you could hear conversations between the gods. And that's kind of what we do as channelers. We get to listen in on that infinite knowledge. We get to hear bits of it. And some of it makes sense to our human brain. And some of it is just like, what the hell are they talking about? Kind of like on a party line where it sounds really muffled and you can't quite understand, but you're still trying to figure out what your neighbor Judy's doing on Saturday, because why not? It's like that. You don't quite understand the whole story, but you can hear some of it. And sometimes it's like that when we get messages from the divine. I love that. I love that. I love that idea, Elizabeth. Thank you. Okay. Where was I going? I needed another deck. Do y'all want to hear from the shaman? Let's do a shaman oracle. Oh, I don't know where my book is. I'm gonna have to make it up. Maybe we won't pull from this one, because I don't know where the book is for this one. Oh, I think I found it. I wasn't even looking. I didn't even expect it to be down there. So I guess we are supposed to pull from this one. And I'm gonna go with this one too, because I think we have time. I was using the cards as a bookmark again. Don't do that, Valorie. That's from last week's card pull. And then I would be complaining about not having a complete deck. I should put that on a t-shirt. Not pulling from a full deck. That accurately describes me on most days. Okay. We are going with the Shaman Oracle, Mystical Shaman Oracle. While I'm shuffling and waiting for the cards to come to me, I will fill the space by talking about what's coming up for Tarot Unicorns and Coffee. Thanks to my wonderful team of volunteers, I am so much more organized lately, and I'm going to start doing a monthly theme. So events and offerings centered around a theme, and September's theme is Back to Soul. It's about discovering your soul purpose, working in alignment with your soul purpose. So be on the lookout for free events centered around that. All right, I think I'm ready. This is the shirt I should have wore yesterday. Did you see it? Who asked that? Sue. Yes, that's the shirt I should have worn yesterday. Yesterday I wore Frequently Irrelevant because I thought that was fitting too. Okay, here's the card. Ooh. You got shaman vibes showing up strong. Who's the shaman out there? I know some of you shamans in disguise. I'm not gonna call you out. I feel y'all's vibes though, and I know y'all are shamans. But that energy just like woo showed up really strong when I pulled this card. Okay, so the card we have, one moment, let me find it. Guidance for this week. I don't even know what this one is about, but it's beautiful. Upper World 59. Is that an owl? Maybe. Isn't that beautiful? Upper World. Never pulled it before, so let's see. Oh, this makes sense when we were talking about listening to messages from above. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. The invitation or the message: the upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. I've been getting that message over and over again. Clear distractions so that they can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of the self, because it's calling you to step into your fully realized self. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the initiation you need to take the next great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the next great leap. Ooh, that's that other card. Where was that card? It was the universe has your back, where it says see obstacles as detours pointing you in the right direction. So we have that message twice. So I hope anyone who is experiencing any difficulties in their week, in their life right now, who's feeling like they're hitting obstacle, banging their head against a brick wall, who's using the word I feel stuck, I hope all of you really, really listen to this message from Spirit this week, because it's saying you're not stuck. These things are there to steer you in the right direction. I blocked that road because that road ends in 2 months. You don't want that road. I'm trying to make you go this way and you keep fighting me. So see those distractions, those obstacles, those challenges on your path as excitement. Get excited. Oh my God, this just got blocked in my life. That must mean Spirit has something so much better for me down the road. Let me keep going. Let me trust. So if you can see it that way, hopefully that will alleviate any stress you might be feeling in the present moment about what might be going on with your life. And that is a constant refocusing that I have to remind myself of. Last night, I got a cheap ass phone, y'all. A cheap ass phone, and the screen is cracked. Jillian's seen it a couple of times. She laughs at me, and I have to tuck it in my pocket so my phone doesn't get its feelings hurt. Anyway, my phone died last night and wouldn't take a charge. Like would not. And I was just like, well, that's it. My phone is gone. And I told my friends, I messaged my friends on Facebook and said my phone's not coming back on. And one of them said, maybe that's because you need to take a break from your phone. I was like, huh. Maybe so. plugged it in, it charged just fine. Once I stepped back out of, I need my phone, I need my phone, I need my phone. Once I just let it be and I was resolved to the fact that it was gone and I was gonna have to buy a new one, then it charged up just fine. So sometimes those obstacles, those blocks in our life are just spirit saying, take a break or don't go that way. It's fine. We've got you. Trust that it will all work out okay. Hold on, somebody said something. Oh, well, that had to be some interesting eavesdropping. There's for those of you on YouTube, there's a comment in the chat that says the prophetesses, hope I said that right, of old were able to hear conversations that took place in the king's bedchamber. I can see that being designed specifically to allow that, like wherever their room was designed to be able to hear that. That's interesting. It's so interesting, the little nuances and how they built kingdoms and how conversations were overheard. That was it. That comment was in relation to being able to overhear conversations, I'm sure. The next deck that I'm coming from, I don't even know how this one is relevant. You ever pull a card and you're like, how does that fit in? So I'm going to Sacred Rebels, because we have all of that fire energy pushing us forward, asking us to step forward, asking us to embrace the highest version of ourselves. And this deck encapsulates a lot of that because it's about rebelling against the status quo, finding your own fire, stepping out. Sacred Rebels, 44. The definition is very long. I'm not going to read the whole definition. I'm going to paraphrase what it is. Vision of life beyond death, card number 44. Isn't that beautiful? She has access to all of that wisdom, all of those visions. She's elderly, so she's seen a lot. We know she's seen and experienced a lot. But look at the geometry in the background too. The geometry in her hair, the little sparkles in her hair, sacred geometry everywhere. Anyway, I love that. And it says sacred vision is awakening within you. Sacred vision is awakening within you. In addition to talking about being able to overhear messages of the gods, some of you are starting to hear those muffled messages. And thank you, Elizabeth, for that insight. Some of you are starting to hear those muffled messages, and spirit in this moment wants to tell you to trust them. They don't make sense. It sounds like it's something that your brain is making up, but it's not. Again, it's all around you. They're supporting you. They're talking to you. You're hearing it, but you're not quite able to translate it. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see, to see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. I will take a screenshot of it. It's 2 pages, y'all. It's 2 whole pages of definition and then a healing. If you're working on that, then a healing process. So I will take a picture of this and post it on the website later to Royal Unicorns Coffee. But the message that I want to relay to the group right now is that something within you is awakening. And it could be that you are a very spiritual being and you're very tapped in. This means this is a new modality for you, a new way of receiving messages or a greater way of receiving messages. Or if you're not used to getting messages and feeling tapped in, you're going to start hearing those. And again, it's going to sound muffled and it's going to sound like I'm making this up. You're not making it up. Spirit is asking you to trust. Spirit is sending messengers to you with winged feet to make sure that you hear and to make sure that you trust that what you are hearing is divine. So I love that message. Yes, Sacred Rebels Oracle. The little irritations in our lives will one day become a pearl of I like that. I like pearls, but I like diamonds better. And I like thinking about the diamond under pressure when I feel stressed. Okay, I don't know what other deck we should go to. Maybe we should just go to a psychic channel message and note deck. I have so many decks and none of them are resonating right now. Dragons. Where are my dragons? Maybe not dragons. I don't know where my dragons are. We got 10 more minutes. Can Valorie find the dragon deck before? Oh, there it is. It's right there. Why didn't y'all tell me it's right there? It's right there. I still have my dragon cards from last week that are not in the deck, and I think I'm going to shuffle without that in there. So the first deck I'm going to, before we go to dragons, I think dragons might close this out. I don't know. We'll see. Is Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. And the card we got is this one. Y'all see that symbol? That's a Vesica Pisces, isn't it? I think so. Sacred Vision again. Two separate decks and Sacred Vision again. Oh, I love when I get synchronicities like that. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Two Sacred Visions, y'all. Psychic channel message. Is that a vote for a psychic channel message? But I'm taking that message personally. The Sacred Vision. Allow yourself, meditate, y'all. Can everybody make an agreement to meditate a little bit extra this week? Because I feel like we're going to get some powerful visions and messages this week, because this is coming up in a card pull for all of you, not just me. I didn't pull this in a private, but I feel like this very much resonates with me. So I'm just going to encourage you all to open yourself up to hearing those visions, seeing those visions, hearing those messages. Let's see. They are twin flame angels who come as one. They are mirror images of each other. They are the angels who appeared to Mary Magdalene in the tomb of Jesus after his passing. A lot more about who they are. And now I'm going to move on to the message. There is a real opportunity for you to move beyond grief or grievance at this time. The Miriam are here swirling their holy light around all of you so that you can regain a sense of union with spirit. You are loved beyond words. Choose to see the light of God in everyone and everything and to love without boundaries. Honor others and honor yourself with your sacred vision. You are in a space of deep healing and forgiveness. Choosing to see the light of the world will help you grow even more. What a beautiful message. What a beautiful message. Keepers of the light. We are all light workers. And that is how we can work with light this week. Psychic channel message. I don't know if I have a psychic channel. Fire. I keep getting fire, y'all. I keep getting fire, and I've been getting that for months in my personal journey. And now it's showing up in readings. I mean, the fire was through the tarot, through the actionary cards, through that Leo card that we pulled. So I'm going to say course correction. I'm hearing that word too, course correction. And they're showing me that two again, where we were talking about making a choice. So if I had to give you a channel message, it would be about, it's a time for you to take action in your life, to stop thinking about and setting goals and writing down intentions and telling the world that you're a new person, but not taking any action. It's time to take some quantifiable, verifiable, real world, I can see it, action in your life, and do so in inspired action, in action that's in alignment with your purpose. Is not the word. Purpose would be the word I use, just because I just said that was my goal for this September. Purpose, align with your passions, in alignment with your passions. That's the word. This is our dragon. Oh, and it's purple. Oh, spirit. This is the very first dragon I pulled from this dragon deck when I was pulling cards. Lori Hewitt introduced me to this deck, and I was at Lori Hewitt's house. And I said, oh, let me pull a card. And this is the very first card I pulled. Spirit. 8. That's an 8. 8 is also the number of abundance, y'all. And it's a purple dragon. Let's see what the message is. I hope it's about abundance. That would be awesome. Oh, I think this one is up towards the front. Which dragon is it? Let me tell you which group of dragons it's in. The Earth Walk dragons. You are truly awesome and your own creator. I like that. Spirit appears to us when we are gearing up for another steep learning curve on our spiritual path. He connects most strongly with those who have begun to work on themselves and who are well and truly underway on their spiritual journey. His arrival frequently precedes those whose job it is to work for the planet and humankind. The dragon spirit connects with those in particular who have embarked upon the transitional journey of deep self-healing and self-understanding, and those beginning to recognize the bigger picture within the circle of life. He reminds us that everything is interconnected. There is no separation. He says, there is no you and I as separate beings. We are all one energy. If he has swooped into your reading today, he says, quote, call upon my energy to support you as you prepare for the next step of your amazing journey. You will go through a myriad of shifts and changes, self-doubt and euphoria, and you embrace the next deep learning process. I am here to guide you through these shifts and changes. You are a spiritual being in physical form, and you have the potential to live a soul-filled spiritual existence on earth. You are truly awesome and your own creator. So embrace what is to come on the next leg of your journey, end quote. If you are feeling spiritually disconnected, there it is again. Somebody must be feeling spiritually disconnected, or maybe they're coming out of that fog. If you are feeling spiritually disconnected, lost, or simply overwhelmed, call on spirit to guide your way. Your job here is to watch and listen to your feelings, sudden flashes of inspiration, and as always, signs and symbols from the dragon clans. Although these are sent by dragons, they can be subtle, so be aware and look out for them. Meditate with spirit, meditate with spirit, and ask for his guidance to inspire and enlighten you. Beautiful. I think we will end with that message from the dragon. I think that kind of nicely wrapped everything up. Love it. Okay. Did I miss any? I don't think so. I think I got all the comments in. Thank you all. Thank you, lovelies. I'm going to post that survey one more time. Please, please, please fill out the survey. That will help me in my creative process to be in alignment with what I create next. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you use these messages to shift what's going on for you personally, step more into your power, and create, manifest. It's going to be a wonderful week. I feel it for you all. It's going to be a wonderful week. Thank you all so much. I hope I'll see you back Wednesday for guided meditation.